Alright, welcome on back, guys. So, per the per the views on the pilot videos for each class, that is how I'm going to gauge what comes out first, second, third, fourth, and last. Um, so today's video, welcome to Tuesday. We're going to be doing the Sorcerer videos releasing on Tuesdays. The Druid videos will be Mondays. The Necromancer videos will be Wednesdays. Rogue will be Thursdays. And finally, releasing with the Rising on Friday will be the Barbarians. The reason being for that is because my Barbarian video hasn't got any views. So that's perfectly fine with me, but to communicate with you guys, now that I've seen the increases of views on everything and the likes on everything, I greatly appreciate you guys coming through with all that love and support. But without further ado, we are now here with the Sorcerer. So, as you can see, we decided in our first episode we were going to go with Arclash and two points into it, and then enhanced Arclash. So, Arclash's initial swipe critically strikes, it swipes an additional time. So, while that's nice, that tells us that we should work on crit chance for this skill specifically. So like I did with the Druid, and I explained it. If you haven't seen that video and you're curious about a Druid, you should go watch it. But if you don't feel like watching that video, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to re-explain it here and in every video preceding. So, the first video was literally just... I hit my microphone. The first video was literally just going over on paper what looks to be the best damage output with the quickest TTK, which TTK means time to kill. So, essentially, as we level up and go through our quick little story bits and pieces here and there, we are going to discuss along the way on paper versus in the field. And the reason for that is because on paper, the Arclash looks great. In the field, Arclash works great. But if we get down here where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different core skills. 6. Whatever way it looks right on you guys' screen. I don't know, because I haven't ever done that to figure out, is this the right way? Is this the right way? I don't know. So 6. 6 different core skills. Which one on paper looks the best? Well, that depends. You have a channeling beam of fire. You have a fireball that heals at 16 to 20. The channeling is 15 per second versus 16 to 20, which is probably per second as well, even though it's not a channel. So technically this already has the upper hand over Incinerate. Then you have Frozen Orb that chills and deals 8 to 10. Upon expiration, it explodes, dealing another 8 to 9, which if you take at the top points is 19 damage, which still doesn't top the fireball at a top of 20. Incinerate literally is just that, because it increases up to 20, but it takes 4 seconds for it to increase to 20. So then you move over here to Ice Shards, and on paper, so far, Ice Shards do not look good. Because I don't know, are they in a line? I don't know. We haven't got that far yet. To further explain, the reason why I have 7 points is because of my Renown. If you haven't watched a Druid video, I explained it there as well. You'll see here I have 2 extra skill points, a potion, and max obols increase. The reason for that is simply because that's how the game works. That bottom row is for all your characters. It is account owned. And the top one, the gold and bonus XP, is all for per character. So, with that being said, that's why I have extra skill points right now. But in terms of on paper, I'm still looking at the Fireball, because the mana cost for Incinerate is 25 per second, with starting at 15 and after 4 seconds hitting 20. Fireball is 40 with dealing up to 20, 40, 30, 35, 30. Charged bolts look like it may be a good one because it courses along in an erratic pattern, but that also means that you have an inaccurate skill. So chain lightning, that seems like it would be a better choice because it's a 35 cost at 9 to 12 damage, and it chains between enemies and you, prioritizing enemies. And off of that, you get the increased crit chance. And if it bounces off of you, the next is 10% increased damage. Or when it crit strikes, it has a 25% chance to form crackling energy. Crackling energy periodically damages surrounding enemies when picked up. So, out of everything on paper, the chain lightning seems to be the best. But we're going to cover all 6 in order to figure out what exactly will be the best skill to date for that. But as of right now, all we have is Arc Lash. We got 2 nodes into it, 1 node there, and it looks like Flickering is going to be the better one for the movement speed, just so that you can get in and get out quick, because Sorcerers are a glass cannon type build. So, without further ado, let's get down into this and see how we're going to fare. Alright. Well, so far it seems to be very effective. I mean, ooh. Got some clothes, containers. Yeah, I mean that is a quick swipe right there. Crit chance is 5.4, but the crit damage is a 50. Holy damn! Why is crit damage 50%? Well, that ain't nothing I did, so. Alright, well, I mean, I'll take it, but that's pretty impressive to me, anyways. Oh, you missed! Nope! Bingo. Level 3. Oh, gloves. Alright, so let's try, because I already know Incinerate is not going to be a very effective one to go with. Let's try Fireball first. Ooh, that's AoE! The tables have turned, ladies and gentlemen. That was an AoE. I guess I should have realized with an exploding ball of fire. Yeah, I probably should have guessed that. Alright, so Fireball is definitely in the running for a in the field work. Let's try, what was that? Jesus, there's so many buttons! Frozen Orb. Alright, so let's try Frozen Orb. Yeah, that is definitely good in the field. It looks like it would be effective. That chill, you know, the chill to hit over to a freeze looks like it could be potentially, you know, progressive. Let's try the ice shards. Oh, in a line. That is in a line. Okay, that is also on paper and in field. Alright, so let's check out the chain. Oh, let's not do chain lightning yet. Let's do charged bolts because I like the charged. I like the chain lightning. The idea of it is actually what makes me. Nope, that is in field. That does not work. I don't like that at all. Hitting an enemy at least 3 times with the same cast. Seeing, well, that would be great in a group. I don't like it. So let's go with my chain lightning and see how well that performs. Nope. So what I thought was going to be good is not good. Okay, so okay. So chain lightning out of the running. We have 3 potential outcomes: frozen orb, fireball, and ice shards. I have heard that the frost mage build is definitely close to meta if it isn't already meta. But let's just, for shits and giggles.
I lack the needed mana yet.
Yeah, no, see, that is. Nope.
I lack the needed mana.
The level up saved me there. So it looks like it's a very slow early game kind of build. I feel like, yeah, ice shards, because he wasn't even touched, and that brought his shield right down. All right, so yeah, it doesn't do group damage or anything, but that single target damage is pretty effective. Let's see frozen orb. Let's see going back over if yeah. So for group damage, the frozen works, the snow orb works great. But when you get against these guys with a shield, it doesn't really do anything to them. Like, it chills them, but it does not dish out enough damage. I'm gonna have to say fireball and ice shards on paper and in the field work great. Chance to ricochet. Okay. Enemy with 5 ice shards and a single cast makes him vulnerable. While you have very active casts of ice shards, treat enemies as if they were frozen, which then goes off of the enhanced ice shards. Okay. And fireball. Radius is increased based on distance traveled. Crit strike damage increase. Each enemy hit increases. All deals 10% of the burning damage you've applied to enemies as additional direct damage. See, while that could be potentially good, neither one of those are actually effective in my book. Just the way that I'm looking at it. And Frozen Orb. Cast above 50 mana. Explosion is increased. Explosion damage is increased by 30%. Explosion has 25% chance to make all enemies vulnerable. Restores 5 mana when hitting a frozen enemy. See, the problem is you need to have them frozen in order for that to be effective. The only way to have them effectively frozen is to run the Frost Bolt. And even then, you're taking the chance. I'm gonna have to say the ice shards is gonna be the best one to go with because of the ricochet and then a barrier. But the thing is that you would have to get something that would give you a barrier. Barrier, ice armor. Yep. Torrent of frost, freezing enemies around you for 3 seconds. Becoming unstoppable. Immune. It only lasts for 2 seconds. It does deal damage, but not enough. Frost Nova seems like it would be a better one because it says it's freezing enemies around you. Always ricochet off of frozen enemies. And that's while the barrier is active. I feel like the destructive ice shards would be better. Because that's going off the idea that you have a barrier. And even with a barrier, you'd have to run ice armor for the barrier. Or have an item that gives you a barrier. And you may not want to go that route. And maybe it evolves, you know, the farther I get and everything. But as of right now, it does not seem intelligent to go with barrier. It seems more to go with vulnerable. Because not only will it always ricochet off of a frozen enemy, but if they are frozen and it ricochets, that would mean that this cast right here would indefinitely proc almost every single time. Because you're gonna start at 1 and then you're gonna start at 1 and all 5 of them are gonna hit. Bing 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 bing, and then they're gonna ricochet. Granted, they may not ricochet to the same one, but yeah, destructive is going to be the better option. Okay, so we have 8 points, which means that we do have 1 extra, so we're going to be able to do that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Ice shards, definitely the way to go. Okay, so 2 cast and I just killed all of them? I mean, I'm not complaining. Don't get that to it. I'm not complaining. But what the hell? Freaking shamans, man. What am I missing about this? Oh, every 10 times it's a stun for all enemies hit. Okay. Bingo. Oh, and now we're at the moment of truth here. How well does Sorcerer fare against its own boss? Before we get down into that.
I lack the needed mana. I'm not ready yet. I lack the needed mana.
So it does work. So it was actually a relatively quick dispatch. All things considered. I mean, it's definitely not like endgame power, but it's got some good potential. Staff versus wand. I'll take wand. Wand's got more damage collectively. Na 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 na. I'm back in town.
You've returned.
I have.
The old ruin.
Lost souls! Proud of you!
I'm out of mana.
Druid had a quicker dispatch.
You are blessed like us now.
The Druid definitely has a quicker
That was
dispatch,
all of them. Light willing.
but the Sorcerer has some great fucking attributes
Madman.
with all the skills and everything. I mean, that was just... In terms of groups, Druid has it hands down right now. Druid has it. I know there is potential for the Barbarian, but the Druid definitely, there's still some money on the Druid. There has to be. I mean, that is just, oh.
Blood petals. Like the ones I was fed. Is this real?
You collapsed. You came to.
Boom.
Thank the light.
Alright, so we get that. Boom. 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 Good. Now we're all done up. And again, if you're only watching this for your class, I do highly recommend always getting this altar. No matter what class you play or anything like that, it gives you some extra XP if you've already gotten it, and if you haven't gotten it, it gives you a bonus to your characters. I can't remember exactly what the bonus is. I think it's 2 to strength, maybe. But always recommend getting all the statues of Lilith when you come across them. They are by far the greatest thing.
I lack the needed mana.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that's actually not too bad. It was a nice dispatch. So, and then boom. So I'm not going to go as in depth going around everywhere like I did with the Druid. Just for the simple fact that it's just... Exploring is one of those things that you should do no matter what. but for the sake of you guys watching, I did muck up a little bit with the druid and just go exploring a lot. The objective is not to go exploring in the videos, but I do most definitely recommend exploring any other time.
I lack the needed mana. Any time.
Jesus. Holy hell. Yeah, the druid definitely has a better dispatch, even than the necro, when it comes to these. Because that corpse explosion would be amazing, but the druid just has a better dispatch all the way around, in my opinion. Like, the sorcerer has a nice dispatch too. Okay. Well. You know. Alright, so now that we have that, we need one more point and then we'll be able to get into that. So, I feel like we should do that now, because normally I do that, and I didn't. And normally I don't have 2 points. From the one. Nope. It's the wrong one. That one. That's how I did it. Remember, always, guys, collect your materials. It doesn't matter if you're on a new character or not. Those materials are super valuable. On the druid video, I had you guys go up the left side, right through over here, just to, you know, follow it all the way around. On this one, I'm doing the right side, just to show you guys if, you know, if there is any difference. If you would prefer a different side for all of the extra stuff that comes along with it. Because the idea is to hit all this up before you know, really get down into the nitty gritty of the story. Ooh. Nope. If you follow it around, you come back around, ta-da. And then here you are at the hermit's cabin.
Is anyone here?
Open the door, hit the bookshelf, it'll let you right in, then you hit that strange skull, and boom, there you have it. So, after that point, you've now hit that point where you need to go to Kiovashad. So, at that point at level 6, you have a nice, solid foundation to your character and your build, and it's only going to get better as time goes on because you unlock more and more. And when we get to those hydras, oh my god, let me tell you what, when we get to those hydras, oh. So I'm going to tell you guys the same thing that I did with the druid. Right now I'm going to be going off of like training wheels, which is like I'm not using my available points here into skills, even though I can. I'm not going to. I'm not going to be upgrading my gear, like my armor, my weapons, amulets, rings. I'm not going to upgrade any of that because I already have all that stuff, and you won't. But by level 10, you should be well enough off that you should really start looking at doing that kind of stuff. And by level 10, who knows? Maybe you know, have more done in Fractured Peaks, and you're able to get that extra skill point, Granted, you won't have 7 because you have to find all 5 regions in order to have, I think it's 9 extra, because 5 is 2, no, it's 10. 10 extra skill points. And I'm still missing a couple, so that's why. But yeah, so the idea behind it really is at level 10, I'm going to be taking the training wheels, metaphorical training wheels, off. And I'll start using my available points. I'll start upgrading my gear and stuff. You know, getting myself really set up to be able to withstand more and deal more and hang with the big dogs essentially. And I encourage you guys to do the same, that when you can, you upgrade your stuff so that way you're able to progress properly. But until next time, I love your faces. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. It helps me out. It helps the channel out. It lets me know what you guys are actually wanting to see more of. So I will catch you guys in episode 3. Goodbye!